let's expand x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3. And the way we expand two brackets multiplied together is by multiplying each term in the first bracket by both terms in the second bracket. So in this case, we'll multiply x by both terms in the second bracket and then positive 2 by both terms in the second bracket. And so what this becomes is x times x, which is x squared, plus x times 3, which is plus 3x, then positive 2 times x, which is plus 2x, and positive 2 times 3, which is plus 6. And this here is the expanded form of those two brackets after they're multiplied together. And we can simplify that one step further into x squared plus 5x plus 6. And so to get to our simplified form of multiplying brackets together, our first step is expanding, and then our second step is collecting like terms. And we apply this same method to any case when we're multiplying two brackets together, regardless of if there are powers or negative signs or larger coefficients. This is the method. Next, let's try x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 5. So step 1 is expand the two brackets. So we do x times x, which is x squared, plus x times 5. And then we move on to the 4 in the first brackets. 4 times x is 4x. And then 4 times 5 is 20. And that's step 1. And then step 2, we collect the like terms. X squared, 5x plus 4x is 9. So we have 9x plus 20. And that is how you expand the two brackets in this question. For the next example, we're going to multiply x minus 2 with x plus 5. And notice how in this question, there is a negative sign next to that 2. And you just need to keep in mind whenever you multiply something by the second term in the first bracket, that you always keep the negative 2 as the number. So always leave the negative sign attached to the number 2. So like before, we start with the term on the left. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is positive 5x. And now here's where we have to be careful. So minus 2 times x is minus 2x. And then minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. And so then this is our expanded form in our first step. And then we can go on and collect like terms. There's only one x squared, so that stays as it is. Then we have 5x minus 2x, which is positive 3x, and then minus 10. And that is the expanded form. And all you need to be careful of is just making sure that you're aware of the minus sign and that you keep it attached to this number 2 whenever you do any multiplication. Next, let's try x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 4. And notice how in this question, there are two negative signs. And so we just need to be aware of this whenever we do any multiplication. So to begin, we take the first term in the left bracket and then do x times x, which is x squared. And then x times minus 4 is minus 4x. And then we take the minus 3. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And then minus 3 times minus 4 is positive 12. So a negative number times a negative number becomes positive, and then 3 times 4 is just 12. So we can write positive 12. And then we can just collect the like terms. X squared minus 4x minus 3x becomes minus 7x plus 12. And that would be the answer. So the method stays the exact same no matter how you multiply brackets together. You just need to be careful of the negative signs, because in cases when you have a negative number times another negative number, it becomes positive. For the next example, let's try 2x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 3. And feel free to pause the video and try for yourself, and then come back and watch how it's finished. So we begin with the first term in the left brackets, which is 2x. So we do 2x times x, which is 2x squared. And then 2x times positive 3 leaves us with plus 6x. Then 1 times x is positive x, so we can leave plus x. And then 1 times 3 is just 3. And so the only trick to this question is there's a coefficient next to the first x. And so you just need to be aware of that whenever you're multiplying. So now we can collect our like terms, and it becomes 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. And that is the expanded form of the question. And for the last example of the video, we have x plus 5 squared. And this is the example that a lot of students can make a silly mistake with. What people tend to do sometimes is rewrite this as x squared plus 25. And they leave that as their answer. But that's actually wrong. Whenever you see x plus 5 squared, what it really means is x plus 5 times x plus 5. And so you need to actually expand it as you would with any other questions. And so let's work out this one. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is plus 5x. 5 times x plus 5x. And then 5 times 5 leaves us with 25. And then simplifying, we get the answer x squared plus 10x plus 25. And so just be aware, whenever you see an exponent in the question, it means the brackets multiplied by itself that many times.